are talking about my congregation. It makes sense when you know the right words. Now that we have the understanding, how could it be that the Quran told us you can't take Jews and Christians as friends? Well, we just heard this. Would that be a contradiction? Yeah. But the Quran said it doesn't have a contradiction. Whoops. Now it's time to get serious and find out what is the word in the Arabic when it says don't take Jews and Christians as your awliya. Does that mean friend? No, it doesn't, does it? If you know the Arabiya, but we're not allowed, we are not allowed to give our own conclusion to Quran, are we? It can only be Quran to Quran. So we need to look in Quran and see where else this word is used, and let's find out how and what it says. We're going to quote to you now from Ayatul Kursi. Right after that is the verse that said, the two verses, I'm sorry, because the first one says, La ikraha fid-din. But the next verse, Allahu waliyul ladina amanu. Allah is the wali of the believers. Allah is the wali of the believers. Don't take Jews and Christians as your God, as your wali. And also, don't take people, it doesn't say it here, but I'll show you where you'll find it. In Surah Hujurat, chapter 49 of the Quran, you'll find it even from Muslims. If they come to you with something suspicious, don't take it, don't repeat it. Otherwise what? You're going to regret it. Is that right? So here's what we're understanding now. Don't take anybody as your wali. What is wali? Well, let's get another understanding. In fiqh, when a lady wants to get married, what does she have to have? A wali. She has to have a wali. He is her protecting guardian. And he is responsible to make sure that nobody puts something over on her. To be sure that she gets a good husband. Is that right? So that's a wali. Don't take others as protecting guardians over you, but trust God instead. Now it makes sense, doesn't it? Wow. Now there's another verse in the Quran talking about this with another word. Bitana. How many of you know about the word bitana in the Quran? You know about it? Now literally, do you know what it means from the word itself? I'm talking about etymology of a word. He knows, yeah? Right in here, you know where you put the deodorant. Yeah, right. Inside, the inside lining of your jacket. Don't take these people as the inside lining of your jacket. Meaning what? Well, you're my friend, and I trust you, but I'm not going to put you in here like this because I don't know you that well yet. Make sense? Okay. Okay, now you get the idea. Even the Arabs themselves had a very nice, this is a good tradition they have. If they hug you, when you meet an Arab, if he hugs you, this means he can't kill you. No, seriously, if that's what their rule was. In those days, if he hugged you, you were okay, good to go. He's not going to kill you. Believe it or not, it's a true story. Yes, it's true. So, but he didn't hug you in here, did he? Even that. So you get what I'm saying. I just want us to be clear about this. Don't let people tell you with an English translation what the Quran means. And don't let somebody come to you with the Arabic, but they're not really scholarly. If you ask them, where else is it used in the Quran? And he goes, I don't know. Just walk away. Get away now. Because that's not somebody you want to trust. Especially anything, I want to give you a basic, before I finish this up, I want to give you a very basic understanding of Islam. Anything and everything. It's like, this is the big paintbrush for Islam. Understand this. Islam comes to give everybody, everything in the universe has rights. Everything has rights. Not just everybody. Everything has rights, and Islam comes to give rights to every single molecule in the universe. The first and foremost is God's right to be worshipped alone without partners. True or false? Absolutely. A Jew will say yes. A Christian will say yes. And a Muslim will say the same thing. But after that, who has the most rights to you is your prophet. Your prophet. But what did he really say? If you don't know what he said in his language, you don't know what he said. You're trusting other people to translate or interpret for you. Yes or no? So if you don't have the original, come on guys, what are you doing? I just told you you can't, even with Arabic, the original of the Quran, you don't do that if you don't have other documents to back it up. You have to be very careful. Now listen carefully. Everything has rights. After the prophet, God and his prophet, who has the most rights on your free time? Who? Who? The real loud girls all together. Your mother. And then who? Your mother. And then who? Your mother. And then your father. Is that the way the Prophet ﷺ told us? Your mother, your mother, your mother, and then maybe your dad, right? Hope so. But it made a big deal because women, what do we start with? How did I start the program? Remember what I was telling you? The bad condition of the women. So it was a shock 1,400 years ago in the desert to tell me, my mother? That's why he asked, okay, and then who? Your mother. What? Your mother. Oh. He made his point, didn't he? It wasn't, by the way, some people said she has 3 times the rights. It's not right. No. It was an emphasis so that those people would get it. Your mother's first. That's true. Your mother and your father. And that's in the Bible the same way your parents have rights on you. That's a commandment. These things that I'm telling you are the things that will bring us together with Jews and Christians today. But by the way, some Hindus have the same beliefs. Did you know in the Hindu scriptures it says that there is only one God and no second after him? That's what it says in Hindu scriptures. The fact that they have 33,000 gods today is something that they came up with on their own. Their original scriptures said God is alone and no second. So we know that there has always been Tawheed or oneness or monotheism since day one. But people have corrupted it, not God. But he lets us go the way we want to go. Let me come up to something else. I'm going to have to skip forward quickly now. The other thing when we talk about Islam giving rights, it's by order. It's by order. The parents, of course, have rights. Your brothers and sisters have rights. Your body has rights on you. Your neighbor has rights, even if they're not Muslim. Listen to this one, real quick. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said he's not a believer who fills his stomach and goes to sleep at night, but his neighbor's stomach is empty. They said, Ya Rasulullah, O Messenger of God, who's my neighbor? He said, 40, arba'in, in any direction. When was the last time we knocked 40 doors in every direction and said, you guys need any food? Anybody need food? In Columbus, Ohio, the Muslims have the food pantry down on Cleveland Avenue, 2755, I think is the address. On Cleveland Avenue, is that right? 2733?
73. 73.
73. 2773, is that it? Cleveland Avenue. I'm just getting it right for the folks there watching us right now in Ohio. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum. We are live, by the way, in case you didn't know that. We're live on the air, broadcasting in Ohio, New York, Los Angeles, Houston, and Dallas. Yo, somebody come and get guided. Alhamdulillah. I wanted to mention that because it's usually time for a break right about now, but I'm not going to take one. All right, so we're back. As though I just had a break, right? Okay, so we're back. And we're talking about rights in Islam. Everybody has rights. But who's the closest to us that are not Muslims? The closest to us in faith is who? Christians, exactly. And here we got this golden opportunity and we're not using it. So I encourage you to do what they're doing in Ohio. They have like open house and they open up the doors of the masjid and invite people to come in. They had a real big thing some months back that they were going to attack all the Muslims across the country. You heard about this thing? And when they came to Ohio, the Muslim ladies were standing out there. They got more guts than we do. You know, our sisters do. Yeah, they do. They were... You know, this is not a political rally, right? You don't have to cheer when I say something cool. Anyhow, yeah, but our sisters are standing out there. Well, maybe the brothers had to work. Let's give him an excuse. He's working so he can buy you some nice diamonds or something. Anyway, but sisters are there, and a lady gets out of her pickup truck, right? She came all the way from Pennsylvania, and she has a sign, and she's going to, oh, Muslims are whatever. She got out though, and the sister walked up to her and said, "Can I hug you?" The lady's like, "What?" And she gave her a big hug. The lady put her sign down. She said, "We'd like to come in and take a look around and see what we got going on." She's like, okay. After she left, she accepted a pamphlet about Islam and a Quran translation. Who did that? The sisters. Okay, brothers, you heard that challenge. Oops. So we need to open up. We need to get the word out, and we can do that. We're doing that with the media. We're doing it right now on Facebook. As I'm talking to you, this is on Facebook as well. We usually have anywhere from 500,000 to 1 million viewers, like right now. I don't know how many we got. They're watching this right now around the world. We're on satellite too. I didn't mention that, did I? Yeah, I'm not very good on these commercials today, am I? But I need to mention this so that you know we are trying our best. We want you to do the same thing. It's not just about praying and saying, "Oh God, help us," but then you don't do anything. Say, "Oh God, help us do the right thing." Let's do it that way. Don't just say, "Help us," and leave it like, "Oh God, give us food. Why don't you plant some seeds? Why don't you get it, take care of it and grow it up? Why don't you put some effort into it?" And that's what we need to do with our work. Now finally, this one last thing. Do we have anybody here that's a Muslim? Put your hand up. All the Muslims, put your hand up. Real high. Real high. Okay. Now, anybody not Muslim, put your hand up. Anybody who's not a Muslim, put your hand up. Anybody? Anybody not Muslim? Anybody?
Right here.
One? How do you like being surrounded by all these terrorists? Not a Muslim. Slip. Gotta work on it. What's your name?
Cletus.
Hey, nice to have you with us. Thank you for being with us today. I hope you're having a good time.
Yeah, I'm having a great time.
And I hope you're learning something good.
Yeah, I am.
And I hope someday you take a chance to say just these words. I did this 25 years ago. In your heart, not to me, but in your heart, say, "God, guide me." That's why we call our channel Guide Us TV. Because we always say that. Muslims are saying that how many times a day? 17 times a day in our prayers. Ihdina Sirat Mustaqim. Ihdina Sirat Mustaqim. Guide us. Guide us on the straight path. And if you do, you'll find something very amazing. Please, you'll find that, as a matter of fact, it is only God who does guide us. And if He doesn't guide us, we're going to be lost forever. So I'm praying for you. Let's all pray for, please, that Allah is going to give him the best guidance. Ameen. Ameen. How you feel? Pretty cool. Yeah. That gets people praying for me. I like it. All right, but now I want to come back to something else. A very simple thing. We talked about rights. That's the first thing is rights. Isn't that right? Okay, but now let's go to the next thing. The next thing, very clear, that everything in Islam is legal for you except for what's forbidden. Everything in Islam is legal for you in the worldly matters except what is forbidden. But everything in worship is forbidden except for what is permitted. That's a simple way to remember it, isn't it? That's really simple. Can I say, well, I want to ride a camel? That's no problem. There's nothing in Islam that forbids it. Well, I want to drive a car. They didn't have cars at the time of Muhammad, right? Peace be upon him. Well, can I drive a car? According to my wife, I can't, but that's another story. Listen, can we drive cars? Yeah, you can. So it's not a problem. Why? Because nothing in Islam said you can't drive a car. But when it comes to worship, don't do anything except what's specifically permitted. When we do Salat Maghrib, when the sun goes down, we do 3 rak'ah. Is that right? Can I do 4 and get more reward? 5? No. How about Fajr? Can I do 3 for Fajr? No. So this makes it clear we don't need innovations. And the Prophet ﷺ, peace be upon him, said, Kulu bid'ah wa kullu dalalatin finnar. Every innovation is something that is made up, and all of them are into the fire of hell. So don't innovate. If you're in doubt, chicken out. Don't do it. Ask scholars, and Allah guide all of us. The Quran is the guide, but you need to know the meaning. Be with real scholars, and inshallah Allah guide all of us. And remember, get guided with. Let's try that again. Okay? Remember, get guided with. Should I give him another chance? Get guided with. Guide Us TV. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. It's been great to be with all of you today, and I ask Allah to bless every single one here with the best of guidance from Almighty God. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi